Hey guys, it's Miss Shilo here. We're going to talk really quickly about central idea. We're going to talk about what central idea is and how to determine the central idea of a passage. At the end of this video, you guys are going to be given a passage to figure out the central idea for yourself. And I'm going to need you to actually do this because it is going to be looked at tomorrow, and that's how I'll know that you watched this video. So definitely make sure you do the passage at the end, and I'm going to really quickly talk about central idea and what it is. So, central idea, you probably have heard of main idea before, and it's essentially the same thing as central idea. Central idea is usually referring to a nonfiction text, and it's the main takeaway from the text. So after you read a nonfiction text, you may be asked to determine the central idea, and what that is the main takeaway. You may be sitting here thinking, that sounds like the definition of theme, and you're right, it does. It's very similar to theme. We use theme to talk about fiction, and we use central idea to talk about nonfiction. So if it's seeming similar to you, that's because it is. Central idea is dealing with nonfiction, and theme deals with fiction. So how to determine the central idea? When you're given a text and you're asked to determine the central idea, the first thing you want to do is scan the text and look at the titles and the subtitles. Sometimes if a text is titled well, it'll give you what the main or the central idea is in the title, or at least give you a good hint about what the central idea will be. And subtitles can kind of help you see what the key details are going to be. So first thing you want to do is look at the titles and the subtitles. Then you want to read the text in its entirety, and you want to determine the author's purpose. So remember, author's purpose, we have an acronym that we use for author's purpose. It's PIE, persuade, inform, or entertain. And knowing if an author is trying to persuade you or just inform you about something or entertain you can help you figure out what their main takeaway message is or their central idea is. And then finally, you want to look at the information that the author has included and make your determination of the central idea. And you'll do that by looking at some of the details they've included in the text, and that will help you determine what the central idea is. So we're going to look at an example. This is a news article about the Apple iPhone 10, and I'm going to just kind of walk through determining the central idea for this paragraph. It says, on Tuesday, CEO Tim Cook called the iPhone 10 the biggest leap forward since the first iPhone. The new phone loses the home button, which revolutionized smartphones when it launched, offers an edge-to-edge screen, and will use facial recognition to unlock the phone. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, there's no headings or subheadings included here. So the first thing I'm going to do is determine the author's purpose. And I think that the purpose here is to inform. It's informing us about the iPhone 10 and the changes that are being made to the design of the iPhone 10. And I notice it's specifically talking about the home button. And it's going to be talking about new ways to unlock the iPhone 10. So I determined that the central idea is that Apple has taken away the home button and now features a new way to unlock the phone, since that's primarily what the article is talking about. So this last slide is where you are going to read and determine the central idea of this passage. It is taken from an article about people fleeing from Hurricane Irma, which recently, wreaked havoc in South Florida and the islands, southeast of Florida, so in the Caribbean. So take a look at this. Read it over. You can pause the video so that you have time to read it. And I want you to, on a piece of paper, write down what you believe to be the central idea and bring it with you to class tomorrow, and we will talk about it tomorrow. All right, guys, take care. Thanks for listening.